Miami Dolphins news and rumors coming at you here at Chat Sports. Mitchell Renz from Dolphins Today, ready to walk you guys through some awesome and kind of crazy stories, to be honest with you. I can't wait to get into this one. Before I do, today's show presented by Manscaped. Head on over to manscaped.com and make sure you guys use code DOLPHINS to save 20% off and free shipping on the best male grooming products out there. So the first story coming up here is around the Dolphins wide receiver core, and is this not a top 10 unit? Pro Football Network, better known as PFN, they released an article ranking the top wide receiver cores in the National Football League entering the 2021 year. I saw this story and I was like, part of my job is to give you guys news, rumors, but also obviously give you that in-depth analysis that I know a lot of y'all crave. And I also know that y'all think that the Dolphins are a top 5 wide receiver unit, so I was like, man, let's go ahead, let's talk about it here on today's show. The Dolphins came in ranked number 11. One of the biggest reasons why PFN had them ranked there is because they were a little bit younger, unproven, but also some of their stars need to stay healthy. And remember, it's just receivers. Gesicki wasn't added in this. So here are the top 10 receiving units according to PFN. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they were number 1. The Dallas Cowboys were 2. The Buffalo Bills were number 3. Thought that one was really confusing to me. I get the fact that they have Stephon Diggs, but Gabriel Davis, Emmanuel Sanders, like, come on, this one was by far the worst one. The Tennessee Titans, Julio, A.J. Brown, all right. DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, Seahawks, all right, I can get on board with that. The Chiefs, no issues there. The Browns have the talent, but if you're going to sit here and tell me injury is a concern, then why is OBJ this high? The Bengals, maybe, again, like maybe. The Minnesota Vikings, and then the Arizona Cardinals. I actually thought the Cardinals were a little bit low, but the fact that they were put at number 11, this is the Dolphins. Here's what PFN had to say, and actually, it was a tie between the Dolphins and the Denver Broncos at 11. The reason why they ended up going with Miami is because of this. It all came down to Will Fuller being very good when he's healthy. In fact, his yards per target are up there with prime Demaryius Thomas. Additionally, Preston Williams and Albert Wilson as 4th and 5th options are no pushovers. So what do we do here? We're honest with each other. And remember, because I know we're probably going to get some people that end up cursing. YouTube blocks people that end up cursing. And if you're going to drop the F-bomb, just say Tom instead. But let me know down in those comments, where would you rank the Dolphins wide receiver core? If you want to go ahead and let me know, you know what? My producer's telling me this is going to be the pinned comment on today's episode. So you're going to get hit with the YouTube ad break. While that ad is playing, I want you to scroll on down and let me know where they rank. All right, let's look at the Dolphins wide receiver depth chart. Parker, Fuller, Waddle, Preston Williams. There is a lot of talent here. I also don't think they're giving quite enough credit to Bowden Jr. We could even see somebody like Jakeem Grant, who is another great burner from top to bottom. But I'm really going to stick on the top 4 players that you see on screen. Devontae Parker. Can he still be that wide receiver 1? He struggled with Tua last season, but was phenomenal with Ryan Fitzpatrick. But he also showed back in 2019 that he has the talent to be a top 10 receiver. Let's go to Will Fuller here. Tons of down-the-field ability. It's one of the biggest reasons why Miami did sign him to a 1-year, $10 million contract. But is anybody really confident that he's going to be able to stay healthy? That is a major question mark. But if he is, the sky's the limit for this offense. And then you throw in somebody like Jaylen Waddle, who Miami drafted number 6 overall of this past year's draft. Another player where the first, we'll say, 4 games of the year, he outproduced Devonta Smith. You can't really deny that. But we're sitting here again talking about, can he stay healthy? I'm hoping he can, because he is a phenomenal player. Before I show you this really cool quote about Jaylen Waddle being compared to Tyreek Hill, I do want to tell you all this. Seriously, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel here. We're pumping out content for Dolphin fans almost every single day. But I think competition is an important thing in sports. It's also an important thing at Chat Sports here. So I picked 3 YouTube channels that are pretty close together. Eagles Now, Chiefs Report, Dolphins Today. I want to catch the Chiefs Report. We're a little bit like, 1,600 subs away from getting to them. If you love the Dolphins and maybe you want to go ahead and catch the Chiefs because more subs equals more videos, hit that big red button that says subscribe, where we got videos the entire offseason. And I promise you all this, you will be able to know more about the Dolphins than you ever have in your entire life if you subscribe. If you are one of our loyal 15,000 subs, take that link you see below, send it to some friends. Let's get some more people here on the channel. All right, I'm going to show you all what Miami had to say on the receiving core and then show you a cool quote about Jaylen Waddle. It's important to stand on the table when you have a strong opinion. Waddle is going to be a star. He brings something to the Dolphins offense that they lacked previously as a top wide receiver. Before the addition of Fuller, They employed big-body jump ball specialists. Tua Tagovailoa now has receivers that can work all three levels on the field, and Waddle is a weapon behind the line of scrimmage as well. Eventually, this is the part that I want you all to listen to, we'll look at Waddle in a similar way as we do Tyreek Hill on the field. That's some pretty high praise there from PFN, which is why I wanted to be able to bring up Waddle, which is also one of the reasons why I was kind of questioning the fact of them putting them at number 11. So that's the objective of today's video. The Dolphins were ranked the 11th best receiving corps in the National Football League. How do y'all think about that? A, B, C, D, or F? Let's go back to school, and I want you to get your grade book out and be honest. A was a great ranking. B, it was good. C, it was average. D, it was bad. F, it was a fail. I actually anticipate a lot of people putting D's and F's down in the comments. I'm probably going to go somewhere around a C. I could understand the ranking because if you're basing it just simply on youngness and then being able to stay healthy, I don't think it's too ludicrous. But if you also want to put it on the upside, I do think it's a little bit low. So grade PFN's wide receiver rankings. Since I imagine so many of y'all are going to go ahead and type your D, make sure your D looks good, especially for the 4th of July. If you're trying to get some fireworks happening, you know what I'm talking about. Go to manscaped.com, promo code Dolphins to save 20%. Usually the perfect package is $109.99. Nuh-uh. No, sir. Now it's $87.99, and you're also going to get free shipping on that as well. How do you do it, Mitch? You got to go – well, I can't actually tell you how to do it. I'll get blocked here by YouTube. How do you get your Manscaped products? That's down in the comments. It's in the description. It's manscaped.com. Use that promo code Dolphins. That way, Manscaped knows that we ended up hooking you up. If you need new boxers, if you need some ball deodorant, ball toner, or something that shaves your downstairs, no better place to do it than at Manscaped. Are the Miami Dolphins trading for running back Phillip Lindsay? That's the story we're talking about right now here on Dolphins Today. One of our jobs at Chat Sports is to be able to find articles, find rumors all over the internet, and if we see something crazy, say something. So I saw something a little bit wild, and it's from Sportskeeda. Never heard of them before, but our job as NFL analysts is to be able to find a story like this and tell people whether it makes sense or whether it doesn't make sense. They think that it makes sense for right now the Miami Dolphins to go out and trade for running back of the Houston Texans, Phillip Lindsay. For those of you that don't remember this, he was a member of the Denver Broncos, then was released, and then ended up going to Houston. But in terms of Houston, I mean, they have plenty of backs right now. I mean, they got like 7 or 8 running backs on that roster. I don't know if any of them are all that great. Sorry, Phillip, but that's just the truth. But Miami was looking for a workhorse running back, whether that was in free agency. I mean, we talked about Chris Carson. We talked about Aaron Jones. Those guys ended up staying with their current teams. And then in the draft, I thought that the Dolphins were going to go ahead and take somebody 36 overall, but the Broncos ended up trading up ahead of them and taking the running back that they wanted, Javonte Williams. So that's why we're sitting here talking about Lindsay. And this entire offseason, if there's been a story around the Dolphins, whether it's been Xavier Howard or it's been them potentially going out and getting a running back, I mean, let's just face it, that's one of the biggest stories here. So I did think it was kind of interesting in terms of Phillip Lindsay going to Miami. Here's what Sportskeeda had to say on Lindsay to Miami. The Houston Texans running back room is awfully crowded heading into the 2021 season. The Texans currently have David Johnson, Mark Ingram, and Phillip Lindsay. That's a lot of mouths to feed, and there's only one football. Phillip Lindsay has the most value when it comes to the trade. The Texans will shop Lindsay around during the trade deadline after realizing that Johnson and Ingram are good enough. Miami will need a running back, and giving up a third-round pick is an excellent deal for Lindsay. So here's the trade idea that they decided to cook up here. The Dolphins receive Lindsay. The Texans, they get a third-round pick. So the question I'm going to ask y'all is this. If you saw this trade go down, who do you think would end up winning this deal? If you're sitting here telling me it was the Houston Texans, I want you to type HOU. If you think it's the Miami Dolphins, I want you to, type MIA. I'm coughing up over my words here. But we shouldn't really be too unfamiliar with the Texans and the Dolphins making deals. They've definitely done it in the past. But type HOU for the Texans, MIA for the Miami Dolphins. If this deal were to go down, I think that the Houston Texans win this trade. Not because I don't think Lindsay's a good player, but I'm not giving up a third-round pick for the third best running back on any kind of roster. I don't even know if I'm going to give up a third-round pick for some of the better running backs in the league because it is such an easy position to replace. And why would a team, knowing that you have the third best running back on a roster, give up a third-round pick? I almost think it's an insult to a lot of Dolphins fans. So, Miami shouldn't trade for Lindsay unless they're willing to give him up for a 6th, 7th-round pick. Then I'm open to it at least a little bit more. The other reason why I'm not going to go ahead and do this is because They said it themselves. Like, the Dolphins have been looking for a workhorse running back. They've been looking for a main guy that can handle the workload. Lindsay's a good back, but he's not a workhorse running back. And when he first came out of the league in 2018, 2019, one of the best stories in football. You can't deny that. However, this past season, the injuries started to rack up on him because he's a little bit undersized. He runs very explosively, which I love, but the injuries are starting to build up. That's not somebody that's going to be able to be a workhorse running back despite having good numbers his first 2 years, but we need to be able to look and see what he did last season. So how about this? Since everybody out there is like, the Dolphins are going to get a running back, the Dolphins running back this, and that, what's your confidence level in the Dolphins RB room? 1 to 10. 1 being you're not confident at all, or it's just a fire sale, we need to just panic levels, or are you very confident to 10? I'm not at a 10. I mean, probably somewhere like a 5 or a 6, simply because I like Gaskin, but can he do it back-to-back years? Malcolm Brown's a good running back, but again, it's just more of depth. I like Jared Dokes as well. Ahmad had a halfway decent year, but I'm somewhere between 5 or 6. But before I go, let me know down in the comment section your confidence level in this running back room.